This is plasticine. I love plasticine. I love to play with it because you can make any shape you want out of it. You can make a circle or a triangle. Maybe not. Yeah, there it is. The letter V. You can do anything you want with plasticine, and the best part is if you make a mistake, you can fix it. Or if you don't like there, I make my V an L, or I can make it an N, maybe an S. But the nice thing about plasticine is that if you don't like it, you can start over again and over again, as many times as you like. And if you break it, there's 2 pieces, there's 1 piece. Plasticine is wonderful, but it has a problem. If I make a nice pole, I can put it there. See, it stands up, and then if I put something upon it, it's not too bad, but there it goes. Plasticine does not last. Imagine a house made out of plasticine, or a chair, very comfortable for the first time you sit, and then when you fall down, not so comfortable. So plasticine is good, but it is limited. Now, wood is strong. This bench, a wood bench, they last a long time because they are made out of wood. But wood has a problem. Wood does not let you make a mistake. If you cut the board too short, I guarantee you that there is no board stretcher to make it long again. You can try to glue it together, but it is never the same. In the old days, when you glue a piece of wood together to make it long, the glue joint would break because the glue was not very good. But you know, the opposite problem is today is that the glue is so good that often the glue joint, the piece that you put together, is stronger at the joint than the other wood. So it is never the same once you make a mistake. If you do not like your project, you have 2 options with wood. You put it in the closet, or you put it in the fireplace. But those are your options. Or as Bugs Bunny did once, he did not like the baseball bat, so you know what he did? He made it a toothpick. You can always take something big made out of wood and make it something small. But it is very difficult to go the other way around. And you know what? If you make a piece of wood too thin after you plane it and you have all of the sawdust and the shavings, you cannot take the sawdust and the shavings and make more wood. It just is not possible to fix wood once you make a mistake. So, let me show you the woodworker's best friends. You see this? One of these, one of these. Then we have some of these, one of those, one of these. All of these tools are the woodworker's best friend because they allow us to measure the wood, to mark the wood, and Here is a special tool that I made myself. This is a jig. This allows me to hold the wood just right so I can do many repeated actions. This was made so I could cut an angle. And I just put it in the saw and I drive it through, and every time I put the wood on it, it comes out exactly the same cut angle as the other pieces of wood and the right length. So these are vital because in Italian we have a very important saying, which is the heart of a good woodworker. Misura due volte e taglia solo una. Measure twice and cut once. It is the only way to avoid a mistake. If you use these tools, you measure, you mark, and then you cut. But before you cut, you measure again, you make sure that the marks are correct, and if you're a really good woodworker, you also make sure your tools are sharp, and then you cut. Now, I say that these are the most important tools, but there is one even more important. You know what that is? A plan. A plan is the single most important tool any woodworker has because it allows them to know how much wood to get. It allows them to know how to place the wood so that you can get as much project as you can without wasting anything. It also allows you to place the wood so that you compensate for the grain. There are many advantages to having a plan. And that is why it is the most important tool, to know what you are doing, to know how to measure, to know where to cut, to know what to mark, what to take off or what to leave on. That is the plan. Now, in the letter of James, he talks about the tongue, the voice, what we say. Jesus himself often talks about our words, that what comes out of us must match what is in us, that our actions must reflect our words. But words are dangerous things, no? A word can hurt more deeply than a saw or a sword. Somebody said that the pen is mightier than the sword. And this is very true. Have you ever said something to somebody that you then wish you didn't say at all? Has anybody ever said something that they thought was innocent, just a joke, but it hurt you deeply? This happens. So when we talk, our words have power, and so we need a plan. Has anybody ever gone to a boss to ask for a raise or a new job? No. Did you ever go to church with a new idea? Have you ever tried to teach somebody something? Have you ever tried to apologize? When you go to the boss for a job, you go with a plan of what you are going to say. You tell him, you have a job, and then you help him understand why you are the right person for the job. And your plan makes sure that You cover the facts, that you only talk about why you are the right person and not talking about why they, Mr. Jones down the hall, he is the bad person for the job. Your plan knows that. And your plan does one most important thing. It does not waste the boss's time. You plan what you are going to say, you say what you are going to say, and then you let the boss decide. That is the plan. When you go to the church with a new idea, you go with a plan. You go and you start the plan with the right people. If your plan is to do mission work, you do not go to the people who make sure the boiler works. If your plan is to put in new insulated doors, you do not go to the dreamy pastor who is trying to work out a prayer and doesn't know a door from a floor. You plan who you are going to talk to, and you plan how you are going to approach the idea. You do not go and say, this is the best thing ever, everything else you are doing is wrong, we are going to do my thing. If you go with that plan, I guarantee you, you will fail. So you need a plan of how to sell your idea. If you want to teach somebody, you must have a plan, because like with the boss or like with the people that you are going to sell, you must know who you are talking to so that they can understand you. Now, there are some people who read very well. You put information on the blackboard and they learn. And there are some people who do not learn from reading. You put the thing in their hands and you make them do it and they learn. So you must have a plan for how you teach. You must have a plan for how you ask for forgiveness. You must go to that person and show them that you are sorry. Help them understand, and maybe they are the type of person that hears and believes. Maybe they are the type of person who needs to read it. Maybe they are the type of person who needs a hug or some physical sign, but you must plan how you are going to do it. Every word that we speak needs a plan. Now you say, well, what happens if somebody surprises me with what they are going to say? If I did not expect them, how can I have a plan to answer them when I did not know they were going to say that? Well, maybe you don't have a tiny plan for that situation, but if you have lined up with God's plan of kindness, of love, of acceptance, of mercy, of forgiveness, of joy, then you have a plan for everything everybody says. If they say something that gets you upset, then you remember that you are loved by God, maybe not by them, but you are loved by God, and so you respond quietly, but without attacking. If they say something that makes you laugh, you laugh. If they say something that breaks your heart because their heart is broken, you can cry with them. It isn't hard to have a plan, and even if you don't have a plan, there is always the advice of the woodworker. Misura 2 volte e taglia solo una. Measure twice and cut once. And when it comes to our words, to the plan there, think twice. Huh? Speak once. When somebody surprises you, your plan is very simple. Think about what you are going to say. Do not say it. Think about it again. Then say it. And so this brings me to a little thought that I have in my head now. I thought about it a second time. And I'm going to say what I am thinking. It is very simple. Thank you for coming this evening, and amen. May God bless you.